It's time for an all-new Blitz. I'm Brian Carter at Habersham Central, joined by Raiders head football coach Michael Pollock. Coach Pollock, thank you for your time on Blitz. I really appreciate it.
We're glad to be here, and we're excited anytime y'all come by.
I'm glad to be here too, Coach. Now, if you look at the team overall right now, a lot of people will see the record, 0-6, 0-5 in region play, but I'm sure you can agree, and I know that you guys put in a lot of hard work. That record doesn't really indicate how good of a team you really have.
Well, I don't think it does. I think that we have improved every week. I think we've done the right things. We're improving from when I got here, and that's what you look for. And eventually those victories will come. And it's a one of those deals where we're disappointed that we're winless at this point, but our kids are still playing hard. They're still practicing hard. They're still fighting hard because they know when the day comes when we've earned that victory, we'll get it.
Yeah, and I know it's coming soon, and whether it was meant this way or not, but the schedule was lined up where you had a very tough non-region game against a playoff team in Raven County, and then you played the toughest teams in this region to start out the season, and now you're getting to that point of the season where you're facing some teams that are kind of in a rebuilding mode, as you guys have been as well. So talk about how those games early on have really built the character of this team moving into the last part of the season.
Well, we definitely feel like we have faced the elite teams in this region. We've still got some good teams left to play, but I feel like from looking at the scores of the results of the games that the playoff caliber teams are past us. Yeah. And that's a good thing for us because we just need to play somebody that is in the same mode as we are. Right now we've been playing Northview and South Forsyth, Alpharetta, people like that, and they line up 10 or 11 seniors on offense and 10 or 11 seniors on defense. Well, when you're doing that, you're not in rebuilding mode. That's your year. So we're facing some teams now that are playing a little bit more young kids like we are, but they've got some seniors as well as we've got that play, but they just don't quite have as many as we're used to facing. So we actually feel like we've got an opportunity here to capitalize on some things and to have some success.
Yeah, and again, that's definitely made you guys stronger, I think, getting those games out of the way now. Region 7, 6A last year, you came in, that was a very, very, very tough region, and this region just as tough, it seems like, up and down. Talk about the biggest differences you've seen, though, from going from 7, 6A to 6, 6A.
Well, just the overall talent level. I mean, it's, in 7, 6A, I think we had faced last year in our region 28 to 30 guys that ended up signing Division I scholarships. There's a lot of names that I look at on Saturday right now, and I hear their name, and they were playing us last year. So there's a huge difference in terms of the abundance of talent. Now in this region, I feel like that there's still great talent in this region. There's tremendous coaching in this region, as was the case in Region 7. But there's not quite the 4 and 5 star high-profile athletes out there like we faced last year. So, there's still some great players, but there's not quite those, upper echelon, guys that you read about on Rivals and ESPN, Top 150 and things like that. So that's the biggest difference right now.
And you talked about how other teams are lining up 10, 11 guys on each side of the ball that are seniors or upperclassmen. You got, I believe, around 16 seniors. That sound about right. I know these guys got to be pretty special to you. This is your second year in the program. What are some of the goals that you've kind of placed on those guys coming into this season?
Well, we actually got 14 seniors, and one of those seniors moved in last year and didn't really grow up with the guys that we really call our own and things like that. But this is a special group to me because when you look at our schedule last year, and for you to stay out for football and continue to work hard, and then come out of that season last year and to just do all we've asked them to do because, we probably worked as hard in the off season as I've ever worked. Yeah. We did, morning workouts, individually with different groups, and then we did team morning workouts, and then we did, all our workouts in the summertime. We went to defensive camp, went to 7-on-7 camps, all kind of things that we've done to try to get an edge. And these kids put it in and put the time in, even when they knew that they were facing an uphill battle. Yeah. that says something about kids. That says something about their character, because, you know, it's easy for people to come out and be excited about football and any sport when you're winning and high flying and everything. But when you're going through a little bit of a tough time, those kids that choose to stay out then, they've got a little bit more about them.
Yeah.
And that's something that means a lot to me.
And now I know, rumor has it when you came into this program that you did something a little bit different. You got the middle school programs already involved in weight training early on, giving them bigger, faster, stronger earlier, so that by the time they get here, they're more able to contribute early on. So, you know, there's a lot of guys up and coming around the community. They talk about 1, 2, 3 years from now, this is going to be a team that annually is going to go out there, fight for a region championship and a state playoff berth. But talk about one guy, Jim Barnett. He's the only freshman on this team. In the history of this program, there's only been 12 guys that were 4-year lettermen. What was it that was so special about him that you guys felt he could be on this team this year?
Well, you know, Jim came out and really stepped up in the summertime and filled in some spots for us. And then, you know, we went to UGA 7-on-7 camp, and there was one game we were playing, and that it was the second or third ball game we played over there, and he had 3 interceptions in the game.
Wow.
He had, a matter of fact, he had an interception that ended up winning the game for us. And but, you know, for the most part, it was a depth issue.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we typically, I like to leave the freshmen now on the 9th grade team, let them play, but we needed him. We needed a guy to play that position, and he definitely stepped up to help us. And you know, Jim's going to be a special player, so we're excited about his future here.
Now, let's talk about 2 games in particular, and then this will be it for you. I'll let you go. But Rabun County and West Forsyth, those had to be some exciting games for you guys as a team, because, as you said, you put in the hard work. And Rabun County is an elite playoff team with Coach Shaw over there. You took them down to the end of the game, lose by 9 points, a little bit of a heartbreaker and a rivalry matchup. West Forsyth, too, very exciting. You guys just did incredible in the first half. Defensively, came up with some big plays. Offensively, you put up a lot of points. Talk about those 2 games and kind of what that meant to this program, giving them some confidence.
Well, I'll tell you, you know, it was exciting to play the Rabun County game from the standpoint that it was a neighbor rival kind of game that had a lot of buzz about it. So, you know, anytime you can have a game like that on your schedule, I think that's great for our program and their program to do, because, you know, after all, that's things that high school and college is all about. You know, you talk about your rivalry games. So to have that game, and, you know, we were ahead at halftime, and then they kind of gave it to Charlie the second half, and Charlie's a special player. He's a very good football player, and we didn't do well stopping him, but we still had an opportunity to win the game, and we just came up short. But then, you know, of course, against West Forsyth, I felt like that, you know, we kind of regrouped after, you know, we took a couple of punches in the mouth to South Forsyth and Northview, and, you know, we came back that week, we regrouped, and we looked at our game plan and adjusted a few things, and you know, our kids had an excitement level that night like I haven't seen here, you know, in my entire tenure here, to be honest with you. And as a matter of fact, we talked about that this week, about trying to get that spirit back, trying to get that kind of intensity back, because we played hard that night, and that's what was important. Is you know, we, even when they scored on us or we got behind, we didn't just look around and have that, you know, oh Lord, here we go again look in our eyes. We came back and fought hard and played, and even in the second half, you know, we didn't lay down and quit. So that's important, and that's what we're trying to work through. And, you know, anytime you've been on a little skid, those are the things that you've got to get through. You've got to get through that mental aspect, and that's what we're trying to work through right now.
Well, Coach Pollock, thank you again so much for your time. Always appreciate it. And looking forward to you closing out the season. I would not be surprised if you close out with 3 or 4 wins here on the backside of the schedule.
Well, we sure do appreciate it, and we definitely hope that's the case.
Yeah, I hope it will be too, Coach. When we come back, we're going to have 2 seniors for the Raiders here on Blitz.
No matter what the occasion or how big the achievement, everyone deserves an award. Look no further than Bob and Ted's Trophy in Clarksville. Trophies, medals, plaques, and more. It's what you need when you need it. Family owned and operated since 1974, Bob and Ted's has been rewarding the community for nearly 40 years, offering quality service at competitive pricing, all done with a speedy turnaround. Get what you need when you need it.